Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another video. All right, so I'm just gonna get started. As you can see, I'm in a completely different background. I'm on the other side of my table because this is where I've been working on, or I'm gonna be working on this new project that I'm working on. So today I am going to be working on these wood boards here. So this is from Lolivefe. And this is, there's two different kinds on the Lolivefe website. So I just want to be clear. This one is the wood round, okay? But then she also has MDF rounds. So there's two different kinds. This one is the wood round, and they come in three different sizes, 8-inch, 12-inch, and 16-inch. So I today am going to be working on this. Now, my idea and inspiration for this actually came from Lolivefe. Adriana, who is the owner, she posts all these amazing things on her Instagram page, the Lolivefe Instagram page. And I saw her do this amazing piece where instead of pouring or painting or doing resin on this side, she actually flipped it and did this side instead. So you can see there's the little inner part here with this lip around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first prime this. I'm going to paint it black because I'm going to be doing an ocean themed pour with resin on this. So rocks and resin and pigments and all of that. So I'm going to show you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how I'm going to create this board that I saw Adriana make. Now, just keep in mind, this is the first time I'm ever doing something like this. So it's going to be trial and error, and I'm sure I'm going to make errors. But hey, you'll get to learn those errors along with me in this tutorial. So if you're interested in purchasing any of these rounds, you can check out the Lolivefe website. And as usual, you can save 10% off using code Kanella5. All right, so I am going to get myself set up. I'm going to get started, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process of this dark nighttime, let's call it nighttime, dark nighttime ocean themed resin piece. Be right back. All right, everybody. So I have added 2 coats of black paint as kind of like a primer. So I did use my Amsterdam oxide black paint, and I simply just brushed it on with a paintbrush from the dollar store, which I've wrapped in plastic. So in case I need it again. And then, so it's got 2 coats on here. As you can see, I've taped the back. So the back is pretty clean. And what I have here is my Lolivefe hand sander. This thing is amazing. So it's actually with Velcro, okay? And then you get all these pieces with it. So you get 4 of this harder sander and then 4 of this softer one, all which are Velcro. So you simply just put it on your hand sander here. And that's it, you're ready to go. So these edges, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty rough. So I'm going to take my hand sander and just sand the edges to make them nice and smooth. And it's so, like, the difference, this is so rough. And this is so smooth now. So just take a sander. You can get these off the Lolivefe website. And I sand the corners, like the edges here, and also the flat part. So I will speed you guys up as I do the rest of this. All right, so I sanded the edges, and then I made sure I sanded the corners here. Then I sanded the top of this, and then this inner ledge or rim or whatever you want to call it. I didn't bother to sand this part because I'm going to pour resin on it anyway. So yeah, there's no sense in sanding that part. All right, so the next thing I am going to do is I'm kind of going to play around with these stones that I picked up from Michael's. So they're just decorative filler by Ashland. So they're just these cute little stones, but then I also have this sand as well, which is also from Michael's. And so I'm just going to first put them down just to kind of see where I want them to go. Let's see here. So just kind of make something up. Doesn't have to be perfect. These are super cute. So you can kind of do just something simple like this. And then if you really want, you can add like a little cluster up here kind of thing where you're going to do like little extra white, you know, waves or whatever you want to call it. So something like that. Or you could kind of separate this and add sand. I don't know if I want to add that in here. I might add it when I have the resin down. But anywho, you get the idea. Get yourself some rocks. They could be black rocks, white rocks, or these colorful kind of rocks. Come up with a design that you like here on your wood board, and then get your resin ready. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go get my resin, get it ready, get it mixed, and we'll move on to the next step. All right, everybody, I'm back for the next step. All right, so let me start off by saying this is all new to me. I have never done this before, so I'm doing it for the first time with you guys and a video recording. Could I have done it prior and then done another one and recorded it? Yes, but why go through all that and make a second one? So I figured I'll try this for the first time and show you guys my mistakes, because I'm sure there's gonna be mistakes, but just so that you guys can see what I'm doing for the first time, right? Like if there's gonna be any oopsies, I want you to know about them, right? All right, so it's been a while since I painted this. I don't even remember what I said to you guys in the last part, although you watched it like 30 seconds ago. So this has been painted twice with the Amsterdam acrylic paint. I've sanded it. I showed you all that. All right. I've gone ahead and mixed some resin. I am using the shallow casting resin by Krystal Resin. Again, if you want to know more about the casting resin, check out my octopus/skull resin video. I will link it up here at the top. And go and check out that video for all the details on the casting resin, the new casting resin that Krystal Resin has. And don't forget, you can save now 7% off all your Krystal Resin products using code Kanella5. All right, so I mixed some casting resin. I've left some clear casting resin in this cup. I've made some blue and then a little bit of white. So the blue is my whole, idea here is from Lolivefe. Adriana, she had done this really nice board on her board here, and she did a nice dark nighttime ocean piece. I can't even speak tonight, honestly. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to do what Adriana did. So my inspiration comes from Lolivefe on this one. So look at this beautiful blue. Okay, and that is called Deep Blue Sea by Black Diamond. Now, there's all kinds of pigment companies out there. There's Black Diamond, there's Baltic Day, there's Krystal Resin has pigments. I have so many pigments that I have these boards here. These are my resin sample boards. Look at this. So I don't want to cause an accident. Oh, so up here is my black diamond. I've got Baltic Day, Artie Sue, Resin Art. That took me a long time to do, but I even have more. So I got a lot of pigments. U resin, Krystal Resin, Color Obsession, Langridge, miscellaneous. So these are my little sample sticks where I go and look at them and I say, this is the color, this is the shade I want. So I picked the Deep Blue Sea by Black Diamond, and then my white is going to be for my waves, and that is my Krystal Resin white pigment paste. Okay, so I just put a drop or two in here for my white, and that I'm going to use for my waves. I have my little heat gun here. This one's great because I like the little circle tip, which makes it great for blowing the waves out. That's why I have this little guy. All right, so do I know what I'm doing? Heck no. So I am going to start off by adding some of this blue resin up here. Oh, it's really blue. It's really pretty. And I really hope I have enough. So, oh boy, I may not have enough. And see, this is the other thing with me, right? I do not measure how much resin I need because I don't know what I'm doing yet, right? I don't know what I want to work on. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to just simply, wow, that's really blue. Not quite what I was going for. I wanted it to be, I guess, darker, but this is just the first layer. It's going to get another layer after, not now. I don't know if I have enough. So my point was I was going to put clear down along the bottom here because that's where my rocks are going to go. Ooh, I don't know if I have enough. Oh mon Dieu. Sacre bleu. All right. That's my Looney Tunes from when I was a kid and I used to watch Looney Tunes. All right. So, yeah, no, it should be enough. It'll be fine. So I'm just going to just spread it out here a bit. And then I'm going to get my rocks and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. All right. So these are my rocks. As I mentioned, I got them from Michael's. And I am going to just randomly put them here in the clear resin, ensuring that all the pieces are in contact with the resin so that they'll stick to the resin when the resin cures. All right, and then, see, I had it all laid out on the board before I put resin, but that just never really works, right? So I'm just going to play with it. I'll move them around. And then I wanted a cluster here, just a small cluster. All right, now I shall take my stick and just kind of shape it the way I want. And making sure that all the stones or little rocks or pebbles or whatever you want to call them. Let's see, what does Michael call them? Decorative filler. Well, that doesn't help. All right, so maybe bring this down a bit. Bring that over, and then this cluster here is just going to be like a sandbar. I don't know. Again, this is the first time I'm doing something like this, so just bear with me and learn with me because I am literally learning as I go. Learning as I go. Kind of looks like a V, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna add, I didn't like that V looking. This rock kind of moseyed its way away. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And now here's the interesting fun part. I'm gonna mix, see, look, the blue came into the clear, which is great. But I kind of want to mix it because I do want the blue to come down here, right? But I didn't want the blue under these rocks here. So I'm going to use my fingers. First, I'm going to do this because I'm like, before I start mixing and messing around with too much, I want to go slowly and work my way down. Again, I'm going to say this probably 100 times in this video, is I don't know what I'm doing. I am learning and as I go, okay? So just please keep that in mind. You know, this might end up being a masterpiece when I'm done, or this might look like a complete and utter disaster. I don't know. But I'm actually really liking the way this little bit of blue is mixing into the clear resin. I like it. Okay. Oh, I need to mix some more in here, down along the side. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, I actually really like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna heat it up a bit and pop any bubbles. All right, so that's done. So now what we want to do is take our white, and with the popsicle stick, I'm going to do a bead of white all along the shoreline here and then around here. I don't know if I'm going to do around the whole thing or just the top. I don't know. Let's because once you put it down, you can't take it off. Trust me. So without making a colossal mess, I'm going to go along the shoreline here. I need a bit more. That may have been a bit too much. And now I didn't put enough. Okay. I wonder if I need, I don't know, a bit more here. Okay. And then along up here and whatever around. Now I went around. I didn't know if I was going to go around, and now I went around. So there. I didn't know. All right. So yeah, obviously you don't need this much, right? It is what it is. All right, so now I'm going to heat it up and blow it out into the ocean. So let's do that. First I heat it up, warm it up, make it fluid. All right, now let's push it out, hopefully. Oh, this worked out really well. So do you see now why I added clear at the bottom and I didn't want to do it all blue? Oh, it looks real great. Now, okay, so if I were to do that again, I would add less white, smaller strip, because, you know, well, it's really a preference. Do you want a few waves? Do you want a lot of waves? You know, it depends. But if you want less, then just add less white. And then you can always add more if you want more, right? But yeah, that worked out really, really well. Oh, look at the like cells and stuff like that. All right, so that is it for this part. I'm gonna off camera make sure that all my rocks are somewhere touching resin so that when it dries, no rocks fall off. I really like that little cluster there. It's super cute. All right, so that is it for this step. And basically the only resin I have left is just the white here in this cup. So again, you don't need much. I did not need this much. I should have known better. But at least I didn't waste any other resin because these are completely empty. All right, so that is it for this step. I'm going to come back tomorrow, and because this will be cured by tomorrow morning, and I will do the next layer, which will be the final layer, which will be a light, clear, very clear light blue. All right, be back tomorrow. All right, everybody, next step. So this is all dry and all my little rocks did not move, and they are all secured here onto the board. So what I've gone ahead and done is I have these cute little sea life, sea creatures, call them whatever you want. They're stickers, and they are from Lolivefe. So you can get those from the Lolivefe website. And again, of course, save 10% off. And I've added a few of them here onto my piece. So you can see I've got 2 stingrays and then 2 sharks and a baby shark. So, and that is ready to go. And now I'm ready for my top and final layer. So what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I actually really, really like it. And this is a lot of fun. And I'm actually probably going to do another one like this in white with a white background instead of this black. And of course, in my next one, I'll know better not to put too much white along the crashing shoreline here. All right, so I've got my white here for the second layer. And of course, I did add like very, very little this time, so I'm not wasting. And then instead of using a pigment powder like you saw the Baltic Day, because it's very opaque, I want my top layer to be super, super, super duper transparent. So what I'm going to use for that are alcohol inks. So there's all kinds of alcohol inks. There's the Ranger, there's the Jacquard, you know, there's all kinds of alcohol inks. And then there's the Copic alcohol inks. And you can get them at any art store, and you can find most of them, not these, I don't think, but you can find most of them on Amazon. So, and I have here some clear casting resin. So this is the casting resin again, just so you know, it is the shallow casting resin from Krystal Resin. Okay, and you can now save 7% using code Kanella5. So when you're adding inks or pigments or anything, add a little bit at a time, because if you add too much, obviously you can't take it out, and you've kind of ruined what you wanted to do. So I am going to start literally with 1 drop of this into my ink, or maybe 1 is going to do absolutely nothing, so I'll add 2, and then I will keep going. So I don't want to put too much, right? But okay, so 2 clearly didn't do anything. All right. I want it to be transparent, but I also want it to have a little bit of a blue hue to it. Now there's darker blues I could have used, but I really want this to be a lighter blue, because I don't want it to take over the piece. I don't know. I just, again, this is all new to me. I'm just learning, and I'm figuring it out as I go with you guys on camera. So if I mess up, you're going to see me mess up, and it's not going to be a perfect piece, right? Nothing is perfect, especially when you're learning. So far, like, I mean, it still looks super duper clear, right? But in the cup, you can see, I hope, that there is It's still too clear for me. Maybe I should have gone with a darker blue instead of such a light blue. But again, I'm just being overly cautious. I don't want it to be so dark that it's going to cover these stickers. It's going to cover the white crashing waves, right? I don't want it to end up being opaque. I need it to be super, super transparent still. So I think I'm okay with this. You should be able to see, but when I put it up on the stick, obviously it looks clear, right? So I guess I'll be okay with that. That should be fine. Let me put the cap back on this before I spill it. All right, so I want to add the white along here again. And then we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely gonna add just, and I'm not gonna put any more resin along or on the rocks. I don't want any resin on the rocks. Okay. Because they look wet and they look really pretty as is. I don't want to cover them. All right, let's see what happens with this, and let's hope I have enough. All right. It's probably just going to look clear, but again, that's fine too. So you can see that it's, you know, turned blue. The waves, the white, which is fine, which is kind of what I'm going for, because when I do the second layer of waves, they'll be white and these will be underneath, right? Like crashing waves. So that is working out just fine. So I'm going to add the rest of this. I'm going to save some in the cup just in case. And there's still some in here as well. Let me just push this all to the sides. Make sure, oh, these little stickers are so cute. I love it. All right, I'm gonna heat it up and pop any bubbles. All right, so do you see how there's like a really dark patch in here? So when this was drying and curing, my blue kind of all sucked into the center. But to be honest with you, I actually I wasn't even intending on it, but I actually like that because it reminds me of, like, you know, some parts of the ocean where it gets super, super, super deep and then it gets dark, dark blue. So that's what that reminds me of. It's like down into the abyss or something like that, right? All right, so let's try this again. And so you can see now all my waves have turned blue. They're not even white anymore. So this second layer is a must, and it's going to be a thin one. Super, super thin layer, okay? I'm not going to make that same mistake again. I don't want to do that. As I drop a blob, it's so hard to do. Okay. What are you going to do? That's how it falls off the stick. That's how it falls off the stick. Stop. All right. So that's like super thin down here. It's a little thicker here, but again, I can add if I need to. I can't take it off. So I'm warming it up before I move to blow it. I don't want it to go too high. Well, there you go. So, like, I mean, you can continue to try and blow it into the composition that you want, but it's not really going to matter because as it's drying, it's going to move anyway, right? So, there's a white blob here on my rock, and I don't like that. So I'm going to just try and, I might need to get a Q-tip to clean that off. Yeah, and my stones here are starting to disappear. So you know what? I'm going to add some on top. Let me take my gloves off and get my rocks, stones, pebbles, whatever you want to call them, because they're disappearing here. So I'm just going to add a few just to kind of bulk it up a bit, because they did kind of disappear in that second layer I just added, right? Trying to find like different colors. Or those nice orange ones. These are really pretty because they're different colors and I really like it. There we go. Happier with that because they were really, really disappearing on me. Now I'm not touching the resin, so don't worry about that. My hands are not touching the resin. If they were, then I'd be putting my gloves back on. Okay. I think that's good. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty when it's dry. I really, really love this. So, you know, trial and error. Like, again, this is the first time I'm doing this. And of course, I've got white right there. But I'll know for the next time when I do the first layer of the white waves to use a lot less of the white resin. So I am going to now leave it. I will let it dry and then I will show you guys the final results of it being dry. All right, everybody, here it is, the final piece, the final results. It is all finished. I have taken the tape off the back. I just peeled it off. I didn't need to do anything because there's no resin on the edges or anything like that. And that is it. It is done. You can see all the reflection from my lights. So I'd like to call this piece Into the Abyss, only because I love this dark here. This dark, it looks like a black hole to me. So that's what I'm calling this piece, Into the Abyss. So let me know what you guys think about this piece in the comments below. I do plan on doing another one, but this time the next time it's going to be on a white base. I'm going to do all white, and then it's going to be a lighter blue, kind of like Caribbean blue waters kind of thing. This one was dark and stormy and like the nighttime kind of theme. So I do want to do a white one. If you'd like to see a white one, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I really had a lot of fun doing this. And as I mentioned in the video, I don't even remember what I mentioned in the video, because there were so many multiple steps to this. I don't remember what I said. So don't forget, the rounds are from Lolivefe. You can save 10% off using code Kanella5. Same with the stickers, the little marine life stickers, ocean stickers there. And yeah, that's it. And don't forget the resin, the casting resin. The shallow casting resin is what's best for this because of the very, very limited amount of bubbles. So this piece is available for purchase for anyone who is interested. If you'd like to purchase this piece, you can email me at kanellaciraco@gmail.com. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I had a lot of fun making it. So, and you know, there was some things that I learned about the white waves and stuff like that. So when I do the next piece, I'll know better. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a good day, have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.